Hello, hello. We are now reading the next chapter of One Piece 969, A Fool of a Lord. This is, of course, what Odin was saying about Orochi. Not even that Orochi was evil, not even that Orochi was a manipulative bastard that they should have sniffed out years ago and exiled somewhere unpleasant, but just that he was a fool. That in Odin's mind, he not only is selling the country short. He's not only wasting the beauty and the spirit of Wano by allying himself with Kaido, but that he's just a dumbass for thinking he can get away with it, is what I'm thinking. That, true enough, Odin rampaged right in there and has him a sword's length away. And all of the good that he did by selling out his country, all of the good that he did for himself, that is, by letting Kaido run rampant, means nothing if he's just going to get cut down by Odin. So I'm very curious to see how that isn't going to happen. Odin has no reason now not to just cut him in two. Meanwhile, on the cover story, Gotti, one of the higher in command of the Fire Tank Pirates, quite easily dispatched by this strangely punk-looking Marine. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why this random naval officer whom we haven't really seen anything of before with his gigantic hat and Doflamingo-esque coat is so strong that he can take out someone of Gang Beja's possibly second in command so easily. Or maybe it's the guy with the big hands and the big gun. But this guy's certainly up there. So all I'm saying is this Navy guy's strong. Alright, Odin jumps in, trying to slash it, trying to just end this. You get angry about something trivial like this, the enemy will strike back again. He thinks of his wife's words, since Orochi's words aren't really doing it for him. And it looks like he cuts. It looks like that's it. I don't know. I don't understand how Orochi isn't just dying on this page. He stops. What in the world? Ooh, a barrier. The barrier fruit that Bartholomew had. You know, biggest Luffy fanboy in the world, man. Wait, sorry, 1 second. I just noticed something. Hold on. Sorry. Just idle game things. We just idling up in here. Oh, I'm gonna do my farming quick too since we already ruined it. Oh yeah, so Bartholomew, he has the barrier fruit. One of the coolest things about these flashbacks, especially now that we understand the mechanics of devil fruit re-emergence and recurrence into the world, is that they can reuse fruits that we already kind of have an idea of how they work and what their powers are and stuff based on their first encounter in the present day. And it always leaves this like intriguing story hook. Why is it that when this guy died, who is the guy we saw hanging out with that prophetic woman who was trying to get Orochi to have ambitions to the throne, a very Macbethian scenario. This guy was there too, also playing the what's this thing called? The whatever. So he's done well to keep himself alive since Orochi was a child. We don't really know what's up with him in general, but he does have the barrier fruit that Bartholomew had. So why was Bartholomew there when this guy died? I don't know. But it's also interesting to me that when Bartholomew crossed his fingers to activate the barrier, this is like a Japanese meme. This is like a Japanese children's meme, that this represents a barrier. So when you're having your little play fights, Kamehameha! Ah, I got you, Jimmy! Now you did it! I have my barrier up! This is what children sound like. So I thought that was just him being bratty, because that kind of just fits with his character, that he's very like childish and kind of plays these pranks and stuff. But this guy's doing it too, so I guess it's just actually how the devil fruit works. Whatever. Anyways, so Odin's wailing away at this invincible barrier. This is quite the save, I gotta say. I didn't see this coming for sure. Bartholomew's barrier fruit. Is it glass? Doesn't seem to be. Out of there, Orochi. Nothing to worry about, Master Orochi. Have faith in the barrier arts. Oh, it's a biwa! A biwa! Right, right. Kurozumi Semimaru. This barrier resists any attempt to breach it. Strength means nothing here, Odin. And here's the old hag, Kurozumi Higurashi. If you're a pirate, you should be aware of the supernatural powers conferred by a devil fruit. As they say here, we are sorcery users. So violence and anger, a problem violence and anger could solve, Odin. All the daimyos of Wano would have already done it, but nobody can kill me. So it feels like Orochi is very, very relieved, especially in this middle panel. I don't know if it's that he didn't actually know that this old biwa playing man could use the barrier fruit, or if he just forgot, or if in Odin's rage he imagined for a second it would fail. But he certainly seems relieved. And the barrier fruit does seem quite absolute. It seems really strong, and I'm looking forward to how hype it's going to be when Bartholomew saves Luffy with it. I'm sure that'll play out in some future situation, kind of a good guy's version of this scene. Lord Odin rushed the castle. The rightful heir of the Kozuki clan has returned. The new shogun at last. She'll drive out Kaido too. He'll kick out Orochi. Everyone cheering and cheering. Here's the thing I don't get though is like, how do they actually beat Odin? This is the still intriguing question. Because the barrier fruit, sure, Odin can't defeat Orochi. But Orochi is nowhere near as strong as Odin. Neither of his advisors are. He's gonna have to actually get Kaido involved. That'll be quite the showdown, I think, if Kaido goes up against Odin. We haven't really seen the limits of Odin's power yet. The only time we've seen him lose is against Roger, but like, come on. Roger, as far as we know, is also kind of a being of unlimited power, so I don't know. Don't know why it happened, but I hear my father pushed for you to be the Shogun's proxy, only until I came back. It friggin' just occurred to me now. I'm such a dumbass. When there was that scene a while ago, it just occurred to me now, because this was kind of bothering me. There's the scene where it was like, I'm dying. Make sure Orochi is the proxy shogun once I die. And everyone was like, well, I guess that makes sense. And then they start laughing. And I was like, oh man, it must be that Orochi is poisoning the shogun. He's giving him some sort of drugs or something. That's why they're going from coughing to laughing. I'm such an idiot. That was Higurashi. That was that old crone. That was her clone fruit. Man, I should have realized that at the time. It just hit me now. I'm really glad that it did at least. But yeah, so that's why. It wasn't just that the Shogun was kind of an idiot and massively overestimated Odin and oh, excuse me. Massively overestimated Odin and Orochi's relationship. It was just straight up clone fruit. So probably Sukiyaki was already dead at that point. Yeesh. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. So that explains that. Give the Shogun seat to me right now. No intention of being the man in charge, but I know I can do better for this country than you. There's a twist. The statement did not actually contain the Shogun's authority. Ah, see, like, they were going to reveal it on the next page. I realized right before it was told to me explicitly. Just in time I realized. Whew. I would have felt so foolish. I still kind of feel foolish that it took me this long, but whatever. Are you alive? Those daimyos and all those fools believed in was a person in disguise with the power of the clone fruit. This hag. Yes, it was all lies. The entire country believed it. They arranged for me to take the Shogun's throne. In other words, I am under no obligation to cede control to you. At this point, nobody can possibly know what the real Sukiyaki was thinking. Due to my father, did he actually die of illness? No. I think Orochi just killed him. We don't even get to find out, but the look on Orochi's face says it all. As the crowd looked up at the castle, cheering the return of the Kozuki clan, poisoned arrows struck here and there, as though from nowhere. 2 people collapsed, spitting up blood. They both fell blind. The Townspeople fled indoors in a state of panic. They witness, amidst the crowds rolling in, the sight of an enormous dragon floating over the capital. So this is how they actually dispatch of Odin. They brought in Kaido himself. He grew from wild child to daimyo of Kuri, then went to sea and traveled among the world's greatest pirates, returning many times stronger than when he'd left. Kozuki Odin returned, invincible and triumphant. In him the people saw a savior who could rescue them from a cruel tyrant. Here we see the Kunoichi lady, the ninja, looking at the scene in the throne room. I don't know what's up with this poison arrow business. What's going on with that? I don't know. Is it just to drive the crowds inside so they don't witness what's about to happen? I'm not sure why she's watching from the rafters or what she can possibly do about this situation. Oh, but within just a few hours, Kozuki Odin was seen stripped to his loincloth outside of Shogun Orochi's palace and dancing like a fool. They got him. They drugged him somehow. No. It's the freaking clone fruit again. How many times am I gonna fall for it? It's the clone fruit again. Of course. Okay, so she goes out there, she touches him somehow, she goes out there and ruins his reputation by dancing nearly nude. His loincloth says chicken wing stick. To me that's like fur feather complete. I don't know what that means, but I guess that means chicken wing stick. Orochi and Kaido's underlings laughed and laughed. He danced and begged for spare change and finally walked away. The return of Kozuki Odin, the rightful heir of Wano, had been the country's final hope in a manner of speaking. But the people's hopes were betrayed, and eventually their great disappointment turned to anger. It's the foolish lord of Kuri, that's Kozuki Odin. His fear of snakes give him the blues, and if you laugh, you lose. Memes. So this is how they destroy his reputation. His fear of snakes, of course, being the Hydra fruit of Orochi and the dragon fruit of Kaido. Dragon fruit, that's a real thing. This is sad. This is tragic. This is a man who built his reputation, destroyed it, built it again, destroyed it again. Someone who's been through a lot. But where is the real Odin during this? Sitting there, forced to watch his imitator ruin his reputation. Odin appeared in the capital once a week to caper about in front of the castle for scraps, whether rainy, windy, or snowy. And the fake Odin now, these poor scoundrels. Look at Kawamatsu's face. Doesn't he still look like he's got the same smirk? That signature Kappa smirk? Please tell us the truth. What did you speak about with Orochi? Why would you do this? And the people of Kuri who believed in you the longest have grown sick of this. It's the fool of a lord. Oh, that's what it refers to. Throwing rocks at him. A real samurai would rather commit seppuku than be Orochi's lapdog. It's not him. It's not him. They should just be like, hey, you remember that time? And he'd be like, no comment. And then they would get suspicious, I would hope. But the thing is, the existence of such sorcery, of the clone fruit, just, it's unknown to all these people. They don't even know in what direction to be suspicious. After a year of this, which was 24 years before today, Odin received a newspaper from abroad, courtesy of Shogun Orochi. He ran up and down the beach wailing, then laughing, then wailing again. The world was buzzing over the public execution of the king of pirates, Gold Roger, and the allure of the vast fortune he'd left behind, the One Piece. Wait, what? So what? This is actually Odin? I'm so confused. That wasn't a clone fruit? All kinds of people out to sea on a treasure hunt. It's the start of the great age of piracy. So, in all the flashbacks before, it was 25 years before present day. Now it's 24 years before present day. Okay. I don't remember where I got with my calculations of does this line up with Luffy being born, etc., etc. But whatever. So this is the real Odin, I think. Why would he have this reaction otherwise? I'm so confused. In the second year since Odin's return, a battle broke in Ringo, the Gecko pirates versus the Animal Kingdom pirates. So we knew that this happened at some point. That Moria lost his entire crew to Kaido. This was one of the first references to Kaido that we ever got. Definitely gave a sense of his unimaginable power. The grave of Ryoma, god of Blade, was ransacked at this time. This makes sense as well. That's how the Black Blade and Ryoma's corpse ended up in Thriller Bark. All throughout, Odin danced, and all who associated with Kuri's foolish lord were painted with the same brush. There's the family of the Laughingstock. So this is the real Odin, I guess. It doesn't make sense, I guess, that the clone fruit imitator would be able to keep it up for so long while meeting with so many people so close to the original. The vassals, they seem to have given up. It's nothing new to us. But why is he actually doing it? I don't understand. And those few to whom he owed a personal debt. Maybe a fool, but calling him a lord is more than he deserves. Yasui, Hyogoro. This is one of the Yakuza shops. Or maybe Komurasaki in the future worked. But I guess Kaido showed up, demonstrated to him his unfathomable power, and basically was like, all right, your friends, your family, everything you hold dear, I can nuke it. I can just annihilate it with draconic powers. Or you can dance around like a naked fool every week. What's it to you? What's up? What's your choice going to be? Something like that would explain it. But man, to bend Odin to that level of submission, Kaido is friggin' strong. We don't really have a sense yet of how strong Kaido is. He's referred to as the strongest creature, whereas his Whitebeard was the strongest human being on Earth, the strongest pirate. Kaido doesn't get such humanizing titles. But that means his strength is even further beyond? Is that what we're to think? How are they going to do this? How are they going to beat him? Damned Orochi just won't give up. Never worked for a man like him. And we know Hyogoro ends up in the labor camp. True to his word, he never submitted. Don't put yourself in danger, Hyo. It's just telling him that your dancing's gotten so much better, Odin. 3 years passed. 4 years passed. And nothing in Wano changed. In the 5th year, Orochi made his move on Kuri. So this, I guess, was probably the stipulation. That Orochi will just leave his hands off Kuri as long as Odin keeps dancing. And that Odin, knowing that he's powerless to do anything to save Wano, decides at least to sacrifice his dignity to save Kuri. I guess? Odin's so obnoxious. Having fun dancing. I love that his loincloth says different things. I'd like to build a number of new weapons factories here. I want your help, Odin. What of the ships? You know, with Kaido? What of the ships? You know, with Kaido. So I guess that was the conditions. He's referring to the conditions of their arrangement here. Wano will be a weapons producer. As for Hyogoro, he's beyond my means to control, so I gave him to Kaido. He'll probably be dead before long. Ha! Nope. He's sent to the labor camp for sure, but that old man, he's gonna hold out strong. This old woman clung to him and wouldn't let go, so they shot her dead. I figure a mobster's wife would have more self-control. The man who controlled the underworld from the flower capital, Hyogoro the Flower, was taken prisoner. His followers fought back. A total of 16 people died, plus Hyogoro's wife. So this is another major power seize by the shogunate, by Kaido's pirates. One that it seems like Oden is not ready to stand for. Maybe this was part of the agreement too, that certain power structures in Wano would be allowed to continue as they were. His family and vassals left had largely assumed. Yeah, the great samurai had been shouldering some terrible burden all alone for 5 long years. It was the last straw of his perseverance. Great big tears spilled from his eyes as the emotions he held back came out flooding all at once. The time has come to strike down Kaido. Does he still believe that such a thing is possible? I thought that would be what had driven him to shoulder this burden, to submit, was the fact that he knew he could not touch Kaido. But he's changed his mind. I guess maybe he's felt he's become stronger, that his vassals have become stronger, that the resistance movement is large enough now. Now gather round, and you shall bear witness to the once-in-a-life uproar caused by Kozuki Oden, the man for whom all of Wano wept. With him stood 9 men, made samurai through his patronage. The hour was sunset, the sun crimson red. It shone like flames upon these men heading to battle, and the katanas they wore at their side burned just as brightly with life. Afterwards, in reference to these scabbards, red scabbards, in honor of their strength and loyalty, people called them the Akazaya 9, Aka meaning red. Their foe was Kaido. They paid heed to no other. The story of their march is a thing of the past, sadly, and it ends in the public execution of Kozuki Oden. And now, dear audience, let not your eyelids blink, lest you miss a single moment of what shall be known as the Hour of Legends. Okay, so this, of course, is the moment that the resistance in the future is hoping to parallel. This is the legacy that they live up to. Many of these 9 still standing together. Of course, their boats beaten back, the waves abhorrent. What can they do but think back to this moment and draw some inspiration? All right, I hadn't called attention to this before, but in a lot of these pages, there's the traditional Japanese theatrics, the traditional instruments, the biwa and such, bang, 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 drawing attention to climaxes and waves in the stories and such. Oh, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. It's just also crazy. But we're nearing the end of the flashback, I believe. I don't know how much we're going to see of this battle because it kind of spoils, I guess, the climax of the battle to come in the present. So I feel like maybe things will end kind of in a moment of mystery. We know the fate, we know they lost, but to the extent of the devastation of their fight against Kaido, we won't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. We're now only 3 chapters behind. Hopefully we'll get caught up soon. Okay, bye-bye for now.